make the blandest play back to the boards. I like the idea. Paige Jensen fighting to get that one free. Now it's Thompson fighting for it in the corner. This is the worst angle ever in the shittiest rink in Calgary. Paige Jensen cuts underneath, fires up on the low heat, finds a hole between the goalie's ass and the post, and that is going to be good for the first goal of the game. Less than 2 minutes into this one, your Airdrie Sting taking an early lead off of the hard work of PJ Jensen and City Thompson. On the short-handed goal, wasn't even paying attention, didn't realize that pressure was coming in from Shorty. Fire answering right back. That one finds a hole between Veronica Simpson's legs, but can't quite get the steam to get behind the goal line. Fire still pressing, struggling to get any sort of momentum at the blue line here. It's Taylor, maybe? Fire circling around to the front of the net. She's going to get just absolutely popped and dropped by City Thompson. I'm not sure how she didn't get a call on that as she lowered the boom on number 22, cutting through the middle. The angle on this is horse shit. There we go. That's probably better. Fire are going to make a no-look drop pass that's going to fire straight into the chin of Veronica Simpson. And coming up was Emo. She tried to feather that one through to Avery, maybe? Avery gets it back from Isla Nash. Avery's going to cut over top. She takes the low heat. That one's just going to find the goalie's pad. It sits in front, and then it's going to be a little bit of a can opener play to keep it inside. And the Sting are going to get possession back in the offensive zone. So I do stand corrected. Isla Nash is not from Brazil. She has no ties to Brazil. She's no longer the butcher of Brazil. But everything else I said yesterday was correct. Channing Perusev skates over top. She's going to pass it back in front to Avery, who lets the worm burner go. That's going to be a good shot clock reset. She picks up the rebound. Going to skate underneath. A little quick spin around and then tries another worm burner. And then coming off of the rebound, Johnny on the spot, was the Cuban assassin herself, Isla Nash. She picks up her first of the tournament off of the quick spinorama shot pad pass from Avery. That's all we got. She just goes by one name apparently. Avery X getting the assist. You need to open my coffee and then hand it to me. Phillips. It's close, Phillips X. I think Malcolm X was originally Malcolm Phillips. They're probably related.
Is that true?
Oh yeah, they're probably related. What part of open this, you dummy, are you figuring out? Now you're screwing up my angle. You gotta push it so it sticks. Fire coming back around. Thank you. Come again. I'd like to welcome Hawk and Clayton to the feed. Normally sitting beside me, now watching online. For Maya Ovalduve, MOD, she's going to cut over top. Oh, that one had a chance, narrowly missing as it ricocheted off the goalie's shoulder. And then Elsa Clausen-Roth cutting over the middle. She's going to fire a piss missile center mass, though. Not quite high enough or hard enough to get through the goalie's chest. Still yet to see that work, but maybe one day. Maya Ovalduve picks up. She was then upended. Now it's Casavenda who's using her long arms and reach to get that one through. She skies our first field goal of the game. The first time I've seen Casavenda fire a field goal. Now it's picked up at the line by Sturby. She skates in and maybe had a couple wobbly pops last night with the way she went down there. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask her parents about that one.
Oh, I get it.
mattress out on Snapchat, but like, oh, you roll up to my house for Halloween party, that's just an address, but that's and then I'll just show you. I had like over 100 people I had to kick out because there was too many people. What are you saying? So fire, unable to keep possession now. Oh, that's a horrendous call. I'm not really sure what it was for because I wasn't paying attention, but I know it was bad. That much we know for sure. So Fire are going to take advantage of the piss poor call by the Zebra crew and not really take much advantage as they just dump and forget the chase. Maybe watching the little boys on the bus this morning, trying to be the Oilers of the 80s, not realizing that doesn't work in Ringette. Now the centering pass can't be scooped up. Emo was trying to pull that one apart. Now Thompson swoops in. She's going to get it. Going to control it to the line. Sends it ahead to Poffenroth, who gives it back to Dottie. Dottie's got Thompson. She's going to back pass to Poffenroth. Poffenroth to Thompson on the side of the net. Thompson, though, the quick stick not quick enough as the Fire goalie able to matrix herself across the net and take it away. And that's going to bring up a 5-second violation. The goalie's going to say, get me some new defenders. This is bullshit. Nice setup passing play. Nice to see Dottie with the heads up, no look behind the back play to open ice. And Poffenroth getting it across to the backside. Now it's Channing Perversev. She fires that one into the skates of the Fire. She does recover and get it back, though, as she's coming around, makes a quick stop off. She's going to play it to the net side. It was a quick stick chance for Paige Jensen. Couldn't quite get enough snot on it, as that one just trickles in. They're still fighting for it in the corner, and it's going to be a goalie ring because that seemed like a bit of a quick whistle to me.
Holy, you're so good.
So Fire trying to find an outlet pass. That one skips through like a rock across the lake, and now it is Lila who's going to get tripped up, and a delayed penalty going to get called against the Fire, bringing up the first power play of the game, probably putting the Sting so far on the disadvantage, as the power play has been nothing short of horrendous the last little bit. We're hoping to see the fortunes change a little bit, although hope in one hand, shit in the other, see what happens. I think we all know the outcome of that. So a turnover at the top of the circle. Maya Ovalduve able to pick that one back up. She's going to slide it across to Casavende, who takes 3 stabs for $1 to get that one on her stick. Sturby couldn't quite pick it up. It didn't get over the line. Now it's going to be a 2-line chase, and Taylor's going to pick that one up. She gets hauled down from behind. Looked like a sniper in the roof rack. Shot her legs out behind her. Kostenroth picks it up. She's going to find MOD streaking in. It's going to bounce inside. MOD's got it back. She's going to feather one that just goes off the goalie's shoulder, and then the Fire pick it back up. It was actually a really nice pass right between the legs of number 12. Couldn't get there. She gets hooked like Zorro coming through the middle. No call on that. Not sure why. Elsa's now got it. Plays it to Casavenda. Casavenda kicks it back to herself. Kind of overskated it. Got it back to MOD, who feathers it to Klostenroth, who's going to fire the no-look, no-angle shot. Center mass on the Fire goalie. So the power play looking a little bit better than it has in the past. Nice to see that, although still not looking as well as we'd like to see it look. No fucking crazy right there with the ref.
Okay, I'm just gonna wait for hands because you gotta watch it.
Poffenroth drops it for Dottie, who's gonna twinkle toes her way through. She tries to find the 5-hole, can't quite get her. Poffenroth centering pass to Career. Career couldn't handle the rolling ring. Now it's Emo who's going to cut in from the line on the old in and out. And she faced the drop pass, fires it across to Poffenroth, who's going to wire this one towards the net. It gets played away easily by the Fire goalie, who's going to play it to the net side. Getting heavy pressure by Dottie and Poffenroth. Now Dottie's going to chase this one over the line. She overskated it. Perhaps she had a couple wobbly pops with Breyer. I don't know. Thompson couldn't quite get her hands on it, and Greer's going to fire her second field goal through the uprights over the net into no man's land. Thompson picks it up. She's going to pass it across, was looking for Emo. Emo is going to drop it for Thompson. Thompson looking for the passing lane. She banks it off the net. That was a weird play. I'm not really sure if that was the no plan or if she actually tried to do that, but it didn't work out either way, as it results in a turnover and a fast break back down the ice. Now it's Isla Nash, and Thompson gets her feet swept out from under her like Cobra Kai style, sweep the leg, and then gets a penalty for interference for her troubles. I'm not sure if they were watching that the right way or not, but I think Johnny-san got away with one there. In any event, it's going to be a penalty kill, which so far is 1-for-1 with a positive goal. As I've said before, it seems the penalty kill more offensive production than the power play. You can see who that was. Went down into the boards pretty hard. I think it was Lila. It was. She took a header into the boards. And playing this one up. It is touched by PJ. She's going to have to just wait. And then T-Dog was there. I'm not sure what the whistle's for. It wasn't touched. It wasn't a two-liner, I didn't think. They're going to say it was. I think they maybe lost count or lost a little direction, a little mapping, kind of like I have with the broadcast here, pointing the camera in the right spot. Now the Fire going to feather one through to the corner. There is absolutely no plan or any sort of opportunity coming off of that. Kind of seems the way the Fire forecheck has been. Now they're going to drive in with the pitchfork shot. Looks like it finds a hole, as I was just chirping their lack of offensive anything. They're like, oh yeah, Uncle Cody, take that and shove it. Here's a goal up your ass. That one found a hole, looked like under the glove of Veronica Simpson. So 1:53 to go in the first quarter. And the Sting leading 2-1. Struggling to find the back of the net, although are pretty much dominating most of the gameplay as Casavenda overskates that one. She's going to be in hot pursuit. She gets just pushed off Marshawn Lynch style.
What happens when you're slim?
Centering pass picked up. I'm not sure why she didn't shoot. She had 3/4 of the net wide open as Veronica Simpson, I think, lost the location of the ring. Another little flip shot there. Weak sauce goes nowhere. And now the Sting are going to push this one ahead to Casavenda. She's going to fight along the boards. That one does get pulled across the line by the Fire. I'm not sure why there was no whistle on that. It was a clear line violation. And they're just going to send that one into the corner as the angle not there. Picked up by Elsa Clausen-Ross. She's going to push it ahead to, looking for Taylor. Taylor gets her stick up, or no, that's Avery, sorry. She gets her stick up a little high into the guts of the Fire player, I think, and she's going to get a 2-minute detention for her troubles on that one. So the first penalty killed off by the Sting. No, actually, that was a power play goal. I'm stupid. So the Fire 1 for 2 on the power play, looking to go 2 for 3. Every Fire power play so far, we've had a goal from one side or the other. And they're going to drop past that one back inside. She finds a bit of a weird lane. A sliding Veronica Simpson's going to keep that one out of the net. She's going to hand pass that up to, can't tell who that is. I think Isla Nash. Isla Nash looking for her cousin from another something. Maya Ovalduve. She gets it ahead to Greer. Greer's going to cut back inside. Looks to take the long shot. Passes it to Maya. Maya back to Greer. Greer steps outside. Gets the outside shot. It's rebounded away. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. In the spirited event, you're staying leading 2-1. All right, we are back. 11 minutes to go in the first half. City Thompson is going to pull this one in. She does the no-look drop pass back to Poffenroth. That one was dead on the money. Poffenroth back to Thompson, who's going to get a pitchfork quick stick backhand off. That one just barely knocked away by the Fire goalie. Thompson picks it back up. Going to skate over top, then back inside. In a circle, tries to feather it through, catches nothing but skates. Now with the backdoor pass for Poffenroth, she picks it up. She's going to take the shot off the post and in to make it interesting, and we've got ourselves a 3-1 game. Assist to City Thompson, who feathered it across. This line's firing on all cylinders right now. So 3-1, 10:24 to go in the first half, second quarter. Fire finally have their personnel that they want. That's another shorthanded goal for Thompson and Poffenroth. So it looks like the advantage for this thing is to be on the penalty kill, not on the power play. Dropped into the corner. That one's going to hit the iron and come back out. Gets a reset on the shot clock. She's going to blow a wheel coming through. Veronica Simpson with the sliding save. Picked up by Briar Sturby, who's going to center it back to, I think that's Taylor. Channing Perversev now with Dottie. Dottie cuts inside. He's going to push outside. Still has the rein, trying to look for the centering pass. Now finds it. Channing kind of leaked out of her area. Couldn't quite pick it up. She's going to cut into the net, tries to take the low heat shot. It gets pushed away, but picked up in the corner by Elsa. Elsa with some speed. She's going to fire cross body. That one, I don't know if it made it to the net or not, if it was knocked away by the defender. And now the Fire are going to pick this one back up, or back to even strength. PJ with the nice body position there. Good stick by Isla Nash, the Nicaraguan nightmare. Picks this up. It's going to be a centering pass. She kind of floobers it. Looks like Robin Williams on that shot. Can't quite go anywhere. They do pick it up. There's a little look at the camera here. Could pay attention to the game. And cutting inside. It's going to be a high shot to the face of Veronica Simpson, who pushes it out of the crease. That one shouldn't have been whistled down, I don't think. I think maybe the referees were out enjoying a little Halloween partying last night, as they look a little worse for wear and are making some pretty quick judgment calls here. Give them the benefit of the doubt. We've all been there in our sorority girl phase. Some of us spending more time in that than others. Nick, not to name names.
Just kicked out of a casino.
So, interference call coming up to the Fire. I think that was another BSB call. Sorry, not BSB, SBS. Maybe I had a couple wobbly pops. So another SBS call, this time going against the Fire. For those who aren't sure what SBS is, softer than baby shit, as that was just a fantastic pick set by the Fire. Oh, God. And now we got a full-on tackle in the corner. 13 climbed on the top rope and dropped the knee a la Jimmy Superfly Snooker on PJ and gets away with it. PJ loses her stick on the chop block from the Fire defender, and the referees are just going to look it off. So breakaway coming through, they're going to say crease violation on T-Dog. Brings up, I'm not sure why there wasn't a penalty on that one either. It's a Sting player definitely getting a little extracurricular on that to make sure that the breakaway didn't have any luck. So long outside shot, easily played away and knocked down. Sturby just swinging her stick. She's got a little Zorro in her right now. Still can't quite get possession. Centering pass. Good stick by Sturby that time. And the Fire are just going to wing that one away. Didn't have a hope or a prayer of hitting anything. Now long outside shot's going to be wide of the net once again. Not really sure why they gave a shot clock reset. It didn't touch the goalie and was nowhere near the net. Sturby does pick it up though, so I guess it doesn't matter. And there's going to be a delayed call to the Fire coming up once again. So they're going to go on a two. How the hell were we on a power play there and couldn't get possession? We were on a power play there? Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, we were on a power play. Now we got a two-man advantage. Holy Christ, that's horrible. Hey, how are you? You have that? Oh, don't worry. No one will say anything worse than I do. So the two-man advantage, MOD is going to bring it back to City Thompson. I'm not really sure what that was, but it almost found a hole to go in the net. I'd be embarrassed if I was that goalie. They're going to try and wing this one down. It's picked up by the El Salvadorian assassin. She's going to bring it back inside to Poffenroth, who finds Thompson. Thompson, with some patience, she fires our fourth field goal of the game. That one through the uprights would have been good for 3 points. Looking like a young Aubrey from the Cowboys. Unfortunately, you get no extra points for flying it that high in Ringette. That's going to bring up a goalie ring as Thompson to hand delivers it to the goalie. It's played outside. MOD was trying to pick that one up. And the Fire just going to wing this one down ice. That's going to bring up the end of the first penalty. So we're back to just a single-man advantage as Isla Nash is going to bring this one up. Was looking for Channing Perversev. She's been struggling to stick the ring today, too. I'm going to have to find out what her night entailed. Isla Nash gives it back to Channing. Channing now's got Poffenroth. Poffenroth gets the lead pass. She's going to cut underneath the net. Has Taylor out front. Channing couldn't quite reach the pass. It goes through the crease, and now it's just a little choppy in front of the net. Lila overskates that one. We've got a bit of a mid-air collision, and now the Fire just going to fire this one in. T-Dog corrals that one in, picks it up. She's going to look up the wall for Avery. Avery gives it to Dottie. Dottie's got a streaking Channing. She's going to cut in on her own. Tries to go alongside cross-body, runs into the crease, and that is going to thwart the offensive fast break chance that had appeared in the spot. Fire goalie is just going to elect to keep that one in her hands and bring up a change of personnel whistle. 9 seconds remain in the fire penalty. Avery lets the worm burner go. She's going to find a hole one of these days. Dottie playing good position. Now we're back to 5-on-5. That's going to do it for the fire penalties. The power play of the Sting unable to find the back of the net. They go 0 for 5 on penalties. Played back to Taylor. Taylor is going to cross body that one to Sturby. Sturby finds Elsa Clausen-Roth streaking through the middle. He's going to give it to Dottie. Dottie is going to give it back to Greer. Greer roofs that one. She's going to fire the piss missile into the cracks right where they hide the gold on the outer banks into the rafters. And it's going to be 4-1 for the Airdrie Sting off of the quick release hellfire of a missile into the top shelf by Greer. So 4:34 remaining in the first half. It's 4-1 Sting. Isla Nash pulling this one ahead. She loses it at the blue line, couldn't find a passing lane. The Fire come in and they're going to just fire that one massively wide. It gets hung up on the back of the net. That's going to be a goalie ring. As Veronica Simpson looks for the lane, she's going to find Emo. Emo is going to just spin and win on that one. She's going to fire it up for a streaking Isla Nash. Oh, her and Greer kind of got their telegraph crossed. Neither went to the ring. Now Nash gives it to Greer. Greer's going to give it to Casavenda, who just floats one in ever so casually into the side of the net. The goalie completely losing her way. I think thought she had the post hug. Didn't realize she was giving up so much net. And Casavenda says, you can't give me a hole like that and not think I'm going to hit it. So Kinsley Casavenda picks up her first of the game, extending the lead to 5-1, 4 minutes to go. Sting leading the Fire. Thompson's going to just push that one ahead. Was looking for Casavenda or PJ. Neither one could pick it up. As the Fire cut inside, Thompson taking the lane away, forcing the no-angle shot to the Fire. This one's going to get hand passed up. Casavenda kind of touched it. It's going to get kicked over the line by Lila. PJ comes in. Nobody able to get their stick on the ring. And now the Fire have a fast break taken away by T-Dog. That's going to be a no-angle shot center mass once again to Veronica Simpson. Lila behind the net overskates it. She gets bodied off of it. The referee says, hey, simmer down, ladies. That's a little too rough. Fire now knocked away by Thompson, straight onto the stick by Lila. Lila's going to go cross ice to Thompson. Thompson's going to play this one up to MOD. Couldn't quite get it through, and then Thompson submarines her check, and that's probably going to be a penalty against Thompson. Oh, no, they're just going to give a possession. I like the no-call on that one. So I think Thompson more blew a wheel and lost an edge than anything intentional. So once again, for those still just joining us, it is 5-1. The Sting leading the Fire on the fast break. Tries to sneak one by Veronica Simpson. She says she's going to have to get up early in the morning to get that weak shit through. Channing Perversav trying to get that one up. I'm not really sure what the whistle was. Must have overskated the line just a little bit. And that one looked pretty tight. A little tight to make the turn, in my opinion. So the Fire are going to get the offensive possession. They're going to play it back to the wall. Off the half wall, they're streaking in, trying to do a little bit of ring protection, a little no-look leave. Kind of got their wires crossed, and Channing Perversav was right there. She's going to stick it to the middle. Dottie kind of overskated it, but got it back on the lack of possession for the Fire. Now they're going to pick it up deep in the zone, getting a lot of pressure from Perversav. And the Fire able to get this one up over the line. She's able to keep it on the right side of the line. That was pretty good stick awareness by the Fire player. Still now has it. They're going to cut inside and sliding save by Veronica Simpson. Taylor is going to pick this one up as Channing tries to fire it out. Nobody home. She's going to push it off. The Fire player, after taking the shot with a little theatrics, trying to sell the penalty, not going to get it bought by the refs. And the Sting are back up on a bit of a fast break, but can't quite get their passing together. And we're going to have a penalty against, assuming the Sting on a hook, as they had possession. No, it's going to be against the Fire. Not sure why they whistled that one down, as I don't think they had any possession whatsoever on that. But either way, the lackluster power play of the Sting going back to work here, trying to turn it around. We have Elsa Klassen-Roth with our 6th field goal of the game, followed by a tackle in the corner. Casavenda's got it. She's going to center pass because trying to find either or. Elsa and PJ both let it just trickle right through their legs, and the Fire picking it back up. They're going to try and come up. Emo falls, and now it's Isla Nash. Isla Nash plays it ahead to Klassen-Roth. She's going to make a couple nifty moves, tries to fire it towards the net. It gets kicked away by the defender, and the Fire pick it back up. The Fire with lots of time to kill off on this penalty here. We got a minute left to go in the half. PJ's going to pick this one up. She's going to bring it over the line and leave it for Casavenda. Casavenda pushing it into the corner, looking for Klassen-Roth. Can't quite get it. Klassen-Roth cuts inside, outside. She's going to fire it at the net, although I think it hits her teammate and falls short before getting to the goalie. We got 40 seconds of play left. Emma is going to pick this one up. She's going to cut in over top, takes the drop pass to Greer. Greer gets her legs kicked out from under her as the defender slides into second, thinking she's a Pete Rose. And nobody can get possession now. The Fire do. They're just going to bring it up the ice. We got 12 seconds to go. It's picked up by T-Dog. We can't quite keep that on, and now it's going to be a contested wing that's going to go back, I think, to Veronica Simpson. Nope, it's going to be a neutral zone possession, sorry, for the Fire. The Fire get one last-ditch effort. It's taken away by T-Dog. T-Dog plays it up to Greer, and that's going to do it. We're going to take a moment here and put us on mute so I can get a candy intake break. We'll be back for the second half in 3 minutes. All right, we are back for the second half. The Fire starting on the penalty kill for another 1 second. Now we're back to even strength. Thompson with the good takeaway. She's going to go behind her own net, looking to get a passing and skating lane. She gets hooked up hard on the hands. I don't know. She gets slashing and hooking calls against her, and it's never that bad and that egregious yet. They just allow the other teams to just beat the shit out of her wrists, and I don't get it. Maybe somebody needs to submit this in without the commentary to have a look at that, but I will digress. Veronica Simpson plays it out to Sturby. Sturby couldn't quite handle the bouncing ring. And the Fire are going to take over. They're just going to burn some time, make a little no-luck drop pass. Tried to go cross-body. That one missed by about 40 degrees. Good thing the girls are back into school. Maybe they'll figure out some geometry and start hitting the net a little bit more. Channing Perversev picks up the hand pass from Veronica Simpson, sends it ahead to PJ, who's struggling to get her stick in the middle. Now Thompson has it. She's getting body checked. It's looked off. PJ gets it back. She's going to send it up to Perversev. Perversev looking for the change coming off. She had Casavenda streaking from the players' bench. Couldn't quite get it through the swath of defenders and kick it away, and now the Fire taking it up through the neutral zone, giving chase was Perversev. She forces the turnover to Isla Nash and plays it back up to Casavenda. Casavenda doing everything she can to fight off the bigger forechecker, but can't quite get enough leverage. And the Fire bring it back in. Now they're going to just jump off the diving board as Isla Nash picks this one up. She's going to get her leg Cobra Kai'd out from under her. And that's going to bring up a delayed penalty call. MOD is going to pick this one up from Channing. Sends it across to Emo. Emo's got Casavenda. She drops it to Casavenda. She's going to wait and let it all set up. Gives it back to Emo. We're allowed the 4 in right now. Back to Casavenda. He's going to fire this one at MOD. MOD gets the rebound shot. And then it's finally corralled in by the Fire goalie. 8:38 remaining in the third quarter, 5-1. And the Sting going back on the power play disadvantage. If you've been watching this game, I almost wanted to just go 4-on-4. It seems to be where we play a little bit better. We'll see if they've got the woes turned around here at the half, as Elsa Clausen-Roth didn't miss by much. I like the no-look quick shot. That one catching a piece of the post and going wide. Now the Fire are going to bring this one back down the ice. They're streaking to the middle. Quick flip shot to Veronica Simpson. She's going to corral that one in nicely. Plays it behind the net. Was looking for Lila. Lila kind of got her wires crossed, left the zone. Now the Sting finally get possession back as Clausen-Roth gives it up. Gets it back on the quick give and go from Poffenroth, but couldn't quite keep the ring in before taking a header, cutting through the middle. It's played down the ice. T-Dog comes back. She's going to pick the ring up. Kind of brings it behind the net, but overskates it, loses it in the snow. We'll give her the benefit of the doubt on that one and say it was the snow. And the Fire are going to have the quick drop pass. There's no angle as Lila played the body angle in position quite well, taking the shooting lane away. Five's just going to rag it. Maybe they don't realize they're on the penalty kill. Now Clausen-Roth's going to play this one up to Greer. Greer overskates just slightly, now gets it back in. She's got good ring protection. She's going to fire it ahead. I think was looking for Dottie. The goalie's just going to play this one up out of the harm's way. And the power play struggling to get much going once again. PJ picks it up on the sidewall. She's going to cut inside outside, and she's going to pitchfork it through the uprights for our 9th field goal of the game. Avery cutting underneath, tries the centering pass. It's blocked by the goalie, and now PJ comes through. They're going to say everybody was in the crease and bring up a goalie ring. Not sure I agree with that, but we'll see. Goalie says, I'm just going to hold it. And the referee is going to give an offensive possession back to the Sting. I'd like to see just a quick flip shot here, but I don't think it's going to happen. No, it doesn't. Instead, they're going to try the counterclockwise cycle. Avery spins, pitchforks it back on the ice towards the goalie. The goalie kicks that one away easily. Hand passes there in the corner. Greer is there to give a lot of pressure. She's able to steal it away, and then she fakes the pass and goes backhand. The goalie hangs on, doesn't quite know where it is. It's somewhere in the equipment now. She finds it. Pressed against the back of the leg, and there's no time for her to play that one out. So the Sting are going to get a new set of offensive troops on the ice here. We've got Thompson and Casavenda with MOD. She's going to play it to the side to MOD. MOD kind of looks off, runs into Thompson a little bit. Thompson trying to find an open lane. MOD's got it. She's going to leave it for Thompson. Comes over top. Quick pass to Casavendo. Fires a laser, but just wide of the net. And the Fire are going to take that opportunity to turn it back up into the neutral zone. Good pressure by MOD and Casavenda to force the Fire throwaway. We're back to even strength. So once again, the power play not converting. Casavenda is going to push this one ahead. She's able to bring it up over the line. It gets knocked back outside of the zone. Picked up in the neutral zone. Lots of pressure by Casavenda and MOD. Casavenda's got on the end of her stick. She gets her pocket picked, though. And Fire trying to take over, but MOD just wouldn't go away. They're just going to dump it into the corner. Still no possession. Now it's turned over to Thompson. She's going to make no mistake. Gets a little bit of possession, a little separation. She's going to go for a skate. Centering pass up to Channing. And that one's going to ricochet, have a little pinball. Finds the bottom of the net. Thompson with her third assist. Channing with her first goal. 6-1. Your Sting dominating the Fire from Rise. I don't know why I'm calling him Fire. I'm probably wrong with that. In any event, there's 5:15 to go in the third quarter. The Sting ahead 6-1. As Isla Nash brings this one over the line, she's going to send it ahead to Poffenroth. Poffenroth to Channing. Channing just kind of slides that one to the net mouth. I'm not really sure what the plan was there. It's played away and given to the middle by Rise. Rise with a bit of a fast break, was looking outside shoulder, got the ring inside shoulder and missed. Looks like Tua and Tyreek Hill on the football field. The passing between the Rise, just going to the wrong side and looking for it on the wrong side. Now Poffenroth is going to send Dottie in. Dottie couldn't handle the heat. And then she gets just absolutely mauled. And that's going to bring up a roughing penalty. And the abysmal Sting power play is going to get one more shot to turn it around. Not that it matters because it's 6-1. So PJ Klossenroth and Avery on the ice. T-Dog and Lila, I believe, rounding out the power play here. They're running into each other all over the place. PJ is going to cut underneath. She gets a little punch in the back of the head for her troubles. Still just circling. She's going to sweep the leg, sliding into second, loses it. I think maybe there should have been a bit of a call on that one, but the referee is just uncomfortable in putting us up two-man on the two-man power play for some reason. Goalie's just going to hang on to this one if she can't find an angle or a pass. My Oval Duke plays it to Casavenda. Casavenda with a little speed is going to cut inside, outside. She's going to go cross body and roofs it for her second of the day. Very casually says, let me just fold the towels and put them on the top shelf here for you. Yeah, that's going to work every single time. And it's 7-1 off the hot stick of Casavenda. on the no-look shot. Fooled the goalie. 3:40 to go in the third quarter. This one feels like it's all over but the crying. If there was only a mercy rule so we could head to A&W and get a matzo burger, that'd make me really happy. Anybody listening that's around wants to buy me a matzo burger, old Uncle Cody would love one of those and some onion rings. Maybe he had a couple wobbly pops last night and is craving a little A&W. Or Mr. Sub, a super sorted. That one's going to be shot by Greer. Nobody there. Misses wide of the net. MOD's going to pick it back up, though. She's going to drop it for Greer, who's going to get another chance at this one. She takes the no-angle shot as she was getting just absolutely molested by the defender. I don't know why there wasn't a call on that. It was pretty obvious. So they're going to feather that one through, and Veronica Simpson's going to make the easy stop. She's going to play it behind the net, looking for Sturby. Sturby's able to pull that one through and thread the needle. She's going to send it up to Thompson, who couldn't quite stick the ring. And the Fire are going to come back inside, 2-on-1. They're going to look off the pass. I can't believe I just saw that. And then try to stuff the no-angle shot to Veronica Simpson, who's just going to push broom that one out of the crease over to T-Dog maybe, or Taylor, I'm not sure which one. Dottie on the two-line pass, can't touch it. Now it is knocked away, but the Fire are able to regain possession. They're going to fire this one up through the neutral zone. And they're going to cut in. They try to go cross net and fire it wide and high. High and wide with the old Spicoli shot. A little left of center and high as a kite. Fast times at Ridgemont High shot plan. Doesn't quite work out. Dottie trying to handle the hand pass onto the side. She gets out-muscled, and now it's a brutal shot blocked. And whistle upcoming. They're going to get possession back to the Sting. I have no idea why that's happening. Must have been some form of a violation. Perhaps violated the crease or violated the line. Emma is going to play this one up to Avery. Avery cuts back inside. She's going to fire her seventh worm burner of the game. It goes wide. Paige Jensen, Channing Perversev. She's like a bowling ball. She comes in. It's like watching Glenn Anderson in 1985. Something's going down. Everything's going down. She takes everybody out today. Isla Nash, persistent, brings that one through.
Can I get Subway?
Subway or Mr. Sub?
Subway.
Why not Mr. Sub?
I like Subway.
Have you had Mr. Sub?
No, but I know I like Subway.
Mr. Sub's better.
No, it's not. I like
It's
Subway.
way more better. We'll talk about it. And when I say yes, I'll say yes to Mr. Sub. We only like 46-year-old daddies together since like 7th grade. Is that normal behavior? I only the cool ones. So Elsa Clausen-Roth is going to bring that one up. She bounce passes it right to the Fire defender, and then she's going to take a header into the center of the ice. And it looks like she's a little worse for wear on that. That one might have hurt the old kneecap. She gets off the ice and is going to have a quick drink of water and rub some dirt on it. Fire trying to get that one through. It's blocked by Isla Nash. She's going to play it ahead to Maya. Maya's going to give this one to Casavenda, who tries to saucy one across to Greer. And then they're just going to hack and whack at the hands of the Fire defender. That's going to bring up the end of the quarter, and we've got 11 minutes to go until the butchering is finished. I don't see a lot of hope here left for the Rise. I think they're just looking to get out of this one and live another day. If you haven't bought your 50/50s yet, or your draw tickets, there is still time, as they have told us. That is what keeps the cost down for whoever the host of this tournament is, and I couldn't tell you who it is because, quite honestly, I didn't care. We did miss the disclaimer at the beginning of the broadcast, so I'll do it now going into the final period or final quarter, if you will. This is a Karen-free zone. Everything that I say is factually incorrect and sarcastic by nature. If you are commenting on any of the live feeds, as I'm using a third-party distributor, I will not see them, nor do I care to see them. If you have anything good to say, you can text Uncle Cody at 587-574-9995. Once again, that's 587-574-9995. If you have any complaints, you can email your complaints directly to stopwhining79@gmail.com. If you have anything else that you'd like to say, constructive or otherwise, you can email it to yourkidsnotthatgood@gmail.com. Both are very real email addresses that very rarely get any email sent to them, probably for good reason. But if you'd like to whine and complain about anything that's come out of my mouth, you have two choices. You can email it to stopwhining79@gmail.com, and I'll probably just use it for content and fodder on my future broadcasts. Or you can turn the channel or turn the volume down. You don't have to listen to me and the crazy shit that comes out of my mouth. As I say, everything is typically sarcastic and satirical and probably factually incorrect. And I have absolutely no affiliation to U16ASting Ringette, Alberta Ringette, or any other organization. I'm just a private citizen standing out there just filming and saying funny shit. So, with that being said, a couple of missed opportunities by the Sting as the Fire are going to bring this one back out. They're going to circle into the neutral zone. Makes a bit of a pass. That one's going to come through. They look like a big league club now. They're going to fire the no-look pass straight into the chin of Veronica Simpson. T-Dog's going to pick this one up. She's going to bring it up the wall, finds Greer. Greer's going to find Dottie. Dottie couldn't quite handle the heat off of the end of Greer's stick. And now Dottie just drops the hammer on the Rise defender on the hard forecheck. And that one's gonna get the attention of the referees. She's gonna bring up the 2-minute penalty. So far, the Rise power play hasn't been all that great either. They did find some success on it, but giving up 2 or maybe 3 goals shorthanded to the Sting. So the Sting penalty kill's actually been really good of note so far. We got PJ and Thompson out there on the penalty kill. Thompson playing the angles away, keeping the shooting lanes off. It's going to come through and around. It's going to Fire, still unable to get much. Thompson's going to bully her way through, and that's going to bring up a penalty here. I think that's a pretty weak SBS call against Thompson. These referees just seem to have her number this weekend. She's going to put her team down 2-man, although I don't agree with the call. I think that was just good body position, and the Rise player maybe selling it a little bit. She chuckles to herself on the top. We're going to see what they're going to do here on the 2-man advantage. So just working it back and forth in the triangle, and then Sturby's going to pull that one into the crease. So she lost her way a little bit there. So Emo and Nash are going to come out on this. Still 3-on-2. Oh, and the Zebras are going to catch an edge. That one hurt. She looks like she's going to be okay. She'll live another day. So Island Nash, you're going to pick the errand one up there. We've got a minute of 2-man advantage left. Nash gets absolutely popped and dropped at the ringette line. No call here from the whistle-happy referees. I'm surprised they overlooked that one, but gave Thompson the penalty they did. Veronica Simpson with the sliding slave. She's just going to bat that one away. Isla Nash trying to get it. She's going to swipe at it. Just doing anything they can to get the threat away. Now it's back to the back door. No real angle there. Is Isla Nash playing great body position, taking that away. Emo there with her. Now it's played down to the bottom of the triangle, back to the top. They're going to float that one wide on the punt that goes over the net. And then that shot failing to go anywhere and get through. Emo is going to fire this one up through the middle. We got 10 seconds remaining in the first penalty to the Sting. And the fire coming back through. Sorry, the rise, I mean. And that weak sauce doesn't go anywhere. Veronica Simpson has it. She's going to hand pass it up to Perversev. Perversev coming through. The first penalty has expired. Now Nash gives it to Casavenda. Casavenda's got a lane. She's going to tuck that one almost home. It goes off the outside of the net as the goalie was sliding off her post. And a fast break up for the Rise, who can't quite get fast enough. A little bit of a body check on the sidewall there by Channing Perversev. We'll see if that got the attention and what drew the whistle. Nope, they're going to give possession back to the Sting on the missed opportunity there. So, what the fuck happened there? Two in the circle, I think, as they ran into each other. A little miscommunication, crossing of the wires, a malfunction at the junction, if you will, giving possession back to the Rise. We are back to even strength as Thompson steps out of the penalty box. She cuts across the ice to go and see if she's going to have any sort of punishment there. Another penalty upcoming, and then it's a hand pass by Lila. I'm not sure who's getting the penalty here. I think Lila's getting it. That's weird. I maybe missed the intent on that one, but I thought maybe it was coming the other way. And the Sting are going right back to the penalty kill. The referees, the Zebra crew here, seem to want to make this one more competitive, giving a lot of benefit of the doubt back to the Rise here, giving them a lot of man advantages that I personally don't agree with. And the Rise can escape behind the net, coming up into the ringette line area. They're going to drop past this one. They're going to come across, and it's a great stick check by Sturby, who was just standing, Johnny on the spot. Read it like a book. And now the quick shot knocked away by Simpson easily. They're going to push this one back into the corner. We're looking for the ice to open back up. They're going to fire that one center lane, but Greer's there with the good stick check to knock it away. Rise regained possession, though, as they're going to cut back inside. I don't know what that plan was there, but it never had a hope in hell of really involving into anything. Greer gets it up. She's going to play it through the neutral zone to EKR. EKR gets hooked and whacked and chopped and then just absolutely dumped on her head. Maybe a little leverage play there, maybe a little swelling. Do we think that was a little theatrical maybe at the end, or just out-leveraged, out-muscled, and chopped and dropped? Either way, it worked. The penalty upcoming to the Rise, as they're going to go 4-on-4 with a back-end power play. 6:30 to go in the fourth quarter. The Sting still ahead. I'm not really sure what the hell is going on with the Sting center rings here, but that was another missed opportunity where they just gave up possession. I think two came into the circle at the same time. And now the Rise are going to bring this one up. They stretch it across ice, are able to pick up the bounce pass. Casavende gives a little shot to the kidneys there. Thompson picking it up. She's going to look for a passing lane, gives it to Casavenda. Casavenda looks back inside. Emo was trying to get it changed, didn't realize the pass was coming. Now Emo's going to play it up to Isla Nash. Isla cross ice for Thompson. Thompson couldn't handle the heat coming off the Cuban assassin stick. She's going to drop it back to Isla Nash. Nash back to Thompson. Thompson tries to slide it cross leg, getting the sliding goalie, but she was able to extend the leg, keep it out. Now Emo picks it back up. Casavenda's going to go to the bench for a change. Emo tries to go across net, can't quite get the angle. Picks up her own rebound, though, and then drops it for Channing. Channing dropping it to Thompson. Thompson had already left the zone, drops it back to Channing. Channing all by herself. The penalty has expired. We're now on a 45-second power play. She gets 2 cracks for $1. Second crack nowhere near the net as it just comes back out the wrong side. Saw that a lot last year. We're hoping not to see it this year. This no-angle turnover shot. Just keep possession on your stick, ladies, until you get to a better option and a better shooting lane. So it's 7-1. We'd like to see the Sting control the possession and the shot clock a little bit more instead of this rapid fire contra shooting gallery that they keep going on. Actually working some plays and keeping the ring on the end of their stick, keeping it off of the Rise stick, an opportunity. So T-Dog's going to pick this one up. She's going to play it into Jensen. Jensen gets it tapped off the end of her stick, and the Rise are going to bring this one up into the neutral zone, but they do overskate the weak pass that came through. Now Poffenroth tries to pick it up. They're going to scoop that one through. It goes off the top of Veronica Simpson's head and over the net. T-Dog gets hauled down once again. They're just going to ignore that and give it back as a possession play. I'm okay with that call. 7-1, 4:28 remaining in the final quarter of this one, and Veronica Simpson still looking to play it out. She's going to get it to Lila. Lila's going to come behind the net and looks to stretch the ice. She's going to come cross ice to Greer. Greer's going to send it to Dottie, who picks it up on her heels. That was a nice pickup. Drops it back to Greer. Greer fires it in the legs of the defender. Was trying to go 5-hole, used the screen, couldn't quite get the angle on the shot. Now Taylor's going to pick this one up. She plays it to Greer. Greer's got a streaking Dottie. She's getting pushed out of the zone now, but once again, hope they're going to, nope. They're not controlling the shot clock. They're just firing at will. And that one's picked up by the goalie and then played ahead. They are able to keep the forecheck alive as Avery tries to drop it back to Dottie. Dottie's still fighting for it, can't quite get it. Taylor's going to send this one ahead to Greer. Greer's got a new shot clock. No need to force that one. Once again, that's not using the shot clock to their advantage, and it keeps resulting in turnovers, whereas instead of controlling the flow of the game. Some might ask, why do we care when it's 7-1? Because when it's 7-6 and it's a close game, we're going to have to learn how to keep the ring on our stick and just use shot clock resets and control the time remaining. This would be the best time to learn how to do that and practice those habits. And hopefully that answers the question for anybody who's wondering why I'm saying what I'm saying. Now Thompson fakes the shot, circles back around. She sends it net side looking for Casavenda. Couldn't quite get the pass. She's going to drop it for MOD. MOD needs to just watch and wait, control the clock. It gets her hand picked a bit. Sturby's got it. They're going to say 4 in. I think they're going to be wrong on that call, as Sturby was clearly outside of the ringette line. It's going to bring up an neutral zone possession changeover for the Rise on this. We got 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. So the Rise centering pass. It does get through cross ice, even though it was kind of on a poor angle. Thompson reaching in. She's able to strip the ring away and then sends it up to MOD. MOD is going to have Thompson coming up the wall. Thompson's going to cut inside, cross ice to Casavenda. Casavenda couldn't quite get it. Now MOD is going to fire that one and gets a bit of a shoulder shiver to the face for her troubles, but it's ignored by the Zebra crew, and they say play on. Rubbin is racing. So 2:20 to go as the Rise bring this one over the line. They're coming back inside, overskated the ring. Still having those woes stick in the ring, keeping it on their stick is the Rise. They let long shot go. It's going to go center mass. Some of these girls should probably join the FBI with how well they hit center mass on all of their shots, no matter where they are on the ice. That one's going to stay in the crease, so it's going to give up an offensive possession to the Rise on this. They're going to play it down into the corner. New spot. We haven't seen that tactic yet. And then centering from behind the net, they're going to run into the check of Perversav, still leaning on it pretty hard, and then it goes outside post and wide as they violate the crease of Veronica Simpson for the umpteenth time today. So Simpson's just going to play this one up. She's going to find PJ. PJ leaves it for Isla. Isla getting popped and dropped all over the place. About 8 points of contact on that, and they look it off. Veronica Simpson with the sliding save on the outside net drive by the Fire offensive player, who then picks up, gets possession back once again, blocked by Isla Nash, and then just kind of swept towards the net. Veronica Simpson hand passes it back to Emo. Emo is going to finally find the neutral zone, plays it ahead to Greer. Greer, a little heel kick by Poffenroth there. As she lost her edges. I'm not really sure what she was thinking on the twinkle toes silhouette there. Emo jumps the ring, can't quite get it. That's going to be a blocked shot, though, and then a contested ring. The Rise are able to pull that one through, and then it's going to be a DDT by the Rise player on Lila. I'm not sure why there was no call on that. And then it looks like she maybe took a header herself and is feeling it as well, although the penalty call should be against 22. What's that? No penalty. Did you see that though? It was like a full-on Oh, totally. It was like a DDT. I know, right? I mean, it was a good move. Worked on Bret Hart. So probably would work on Layla. Dottie gives it back to Greer. Greer couldn't handle the pass. She now does, and then just fires it into the pads of the Rise goalie. That, once again, when the shot's not there, I'd like to see them just control it on their stick, have a little bit more possession, a little more shot clock awareness, because this has just turned into a fast break back down in a close contested game. That's the last thing that we want to see them do. Now, Greer does pick it up. She gets slew-footed and hooked at the same time, and no call. She's going to feel that one. Looks like she hurt her ass on that. Now the Rise are going to fire another field goal over the net. And then it's picked up in the corner by Lila, who's going to fire that one center mass. And then there's going to be a cross-checking penalty finally coming up to Rise, because they're getting undisciplined with 2.6 seconds left. They could probably just run this one off and send both teams packing, but they're going to give Thompson or Dottie or Casavenda one last shot. I think there's just going to be a quick shot from the outside. Casavenda's got it. She's going to fire a field goal through the uprights to finish this one off. And it's going to end 7-1. So we think that should be enough to send the Airdrie Sting U16A girls through to the gold medal round. We'll have to wait and see, though, how the rest of the day shapes up. And then we'll let you know when and what we're playing for tomorrow. But the Rise having a very weird way of going undefeated through the tournament. 2 ties and then a very convincing win. So we'll be back in about 2 hours when the Airdrie Storm take on the Mavericks of Calgary in Pee Wee Football City Final Action, as Kid Dynamite, Titan Thompson, Little TNT himself, looks to break some records and become the only and first and only Airdrie tackle Pee Wee football player to win 3 city championships in a row. We'll see you right back here on Elite AF Sports Network in just a couple of hours. Once again, I have been your host, Uncle Cody, paid in candy and saying all kinds of crazy shit. This has been a Elite AF production. Feel free to save it and share it.